In a bet, a millionaire gave $1 million to a homeless girl for fun. Michael was at the peak of his youth, heir to an immense family fortune, and known for his life of excess and parties. He and his friends, all from wealthy families, had a habit of gathering on weekends to play golf at the luxurious club where they were members. It was a sunny afternoon, perfect for a match, and their laughter and jokes echoed across the lush green course. "Michael, haven't you found a girl to settle down with yet?" teased Richard, one of Michael's childhood friends. "He's too busy with parties and sports cars to think about serious relationships," laughed Leonard, another friend, as he lined up his next shot. Michael rolled his eyes but kept smiling. He was used to being the target of the group's jokes because of his carefree and frivolous life. "Let's make a bet then," said Michael, trying to hide his irritation. "I'll give a large sum of money to a poor girl and bet that she'll spend it all quickly." Richard raised an eyebrow, intrigued. "And if she doesn't spend it? What do you get out of this?" "If she doesn't spend it, I'll—" Michael hesitated, realizing he was committing too much. "Well, if she doesn't spend it, I'll admit I was wrong and—" He looked around, his eyes shining with a sudden idea. "I'll give up partying for a month and try to live a more serious life." The friends laughed and accepted the bet, certain that Michael would win. To them, the idea of a poor person not succumbing to easy money was absurd. The next day, Michael drove his sports car through the city's streets, observing life passing by through the tinted windows. He stopped in a humble neighborhood where the houses were simple and the streets were bustling with children playing and people coming and going from work. It was there that he found Lucy. She was sitting on a park bench looking tired but determined. Beside her, a younger girl, her sister Mary, was reading a worn-out book. Michael took a deep breath and approached them, feeling a mix of curiosity and nervousness. "Excuse me, can I talk to you for a moment?" he said, sitting next to Lucy. She looked up, surprised and somewhat wary. "Sure, what do you want?" Michael explained the bet to Lucy, feeling strange discussing something so trivial with someone who clearly had more serious concerns in life. When he finished, he handed her a thick envelope full of money. Lucy looked at the envelope, then at Michael, and finally at Mary. After a moment of silence, she took the envelope, but instead of opening it, placed it on her lap. "Why are you doing this?" she asked with a firm look. Michael felt disconcerted by the direct question. "I wanted to see what you would do with the money." Mary, who had remained silent until then, finally spoke. "Money isn't everything in life, you know," she said with a surprising maturity for her age. Lucy agreed. "But we'll accept your challenge. Let's see what we can do with it." Michael said goodbye, certain that the bet was practically won. However, as he watched the sisters walk away, he felt a growing unease in his chest. Days passed, and Michael couldn't get Lucy and Mary out of his mind. He wondered what they were doing with the money and found himself curious to know more about their lives. One afternoon, he decided to visit the neighborhood where he had met them. To his surprise, upon arriving at the park, he saw a group of children laughing and playing. Lucy and Mary were in the middle of them, distributing new school supplies and organizing games. The money, it seemed, was being used for something very different from what he had expected. "You came back," said Lucy, noticing Michael standing at a distance. "Yes, I wanted to see how you were doing." Mary smiled at him. "We're doing well, thanks to you. The money is helping a lot of people here." Michael felt a pang in his chest. He had always thought that money was the solution to everything, but seeing the children's happiness and the gratitude in people's eyes around him, he realized there was something more. "I was wrong," he admitted, sitting next to Lucy. "I never thought money could be used like this." Lucy placed her hand on his shoulder, a gesture of friendship he hadn't expected. "Michael, the value of money depends on what we do with it. You gave us an opportunity, and we're using it to help those in need." The young heir sat in silence, absorbing those words. Spending time with Lucy and Mary began to change his worldview, awakening a sensitivity he never imagined he had. Michael started visiting Lucy and Mary regularly. Each meeting was a lesson in humility and generosity, and he found himself increasingly involved in the community's life. Gradually, he realized that his heart warmed with each smile and each gesture of gratitude he received. One afternoon, while helping distribute food, Michael noticed an elderly woman struggling to carry her bags. Without thinking twice, he ran to help her. "Thank you so much, young man." "God bless you," said the woman with a warm smile. "No need to thank me, I'm happy to help," he replied, feeling a sincerity he had never experienced before. At the end of the day, he sat next to Lucy and Mary. They were exhausted but satisfied with the work done. Michael felt a deep connection with them, something he had never felt with his old friends from the golf club. "You know, Michael," said Mary, looking at the sunset, "sometimes the simplest things bring the most happiness." He agreed, contemplating the orange sky. "You changed my life. I used to think everything revolved around money and status, but now I see there are much more valuable things." Lucy smiled at him. "I'm glad to hear that. You gave us a chance, and now we're showing you that true wealth lies in human relationships and the ability to make a difference." Michael felt his eyes fill with tears. For the first time in a long time, he felt truly alive. With a purpose greater than parties and luxuries, he was ready to transform his life and help transform the lives of others as well. A month passed since the bet, and Michael was no longer the same. He spent more time with Lucy and Mary, helping in the community and distancing himself from the parties and excesses that once filled his life. However, his friends couldn't help but notice his absence. One day they decided to confront him at the golf club. "Michael, what happened to you?" asked Richard, with a tone of concern and disbelief. "You've disappeared from the parties. Don't answer our calls." Michael took a deep breath, knowing that moment would come. "I'm changing, Richard. I found something more important than parties and money." Leonard laughed incredulously. "More important? What could be more important than enjoying life? Making a difference in people's lives," replied Michael firmly. "Lucy and Mary showed me there are values much greater than money. I'm helping the community, and it makes me feel truly alive." The friends exchanged skeptical looks, not fully understanding Michael's transformation. Richard was the first to break the silence. "So you lost the bet," he said with a half smile. "Maybe I lost the bet, but I gained something much more valuable. I learned the true meaning of friendship and generosity." Despite his friend's disbelief, Michael knew he had made the right decision. He was determined to continue on his path regardless of what others thought. His life had a new purpose, and he wasn't going to turn back. Over time, Michael's transformation inspired other young people in the wealthy community to get involved. They began to see the positive impact of Michael's actions and decided to contribute as well. Lucy and Mary's projects gained momentum with more volunteers and resources. The small park where it all started transformed into a community center, offering courses, recreational activities, and support to needy families. Michael became a beloved and respected figure. His commitment and dedication were evident in every action, and he felt increasingly fulfilled. "I never imagined we'd be here doing all this," he said to Lucy while organizing a party for the community's children. "And to think it all started with a bet," she replied with a smile. Mary, now a more confident and determined young woman, approached them. "The important thing is that we're making a difference, and that's what really matters." Michael felt a wave of pride and gratitude. He knew his life had changed forever, and that the journey that began so unexpectedly was now the path he wanted to follow. The news about Michael's work and transformation began to spread. Articles in local newspapers and television reports highlighted the positive impact on the community. He received invitations to give talks and attend events, where he shared his story and encouraged others to get involved in social causes. At one of these talks, Michael was nervous. He had never been one to speak in public, but he knew it was important to share his journey. "Good evening, everyone. My name is Michael, and a little over a year ago, I was a completely different person. Living a life of excess and superficialities, I thought money was the answer to everything." The audience was silent, attentive to every word. "Everything changed when I made a bet with my friends. I was sure that a young woman from a poor community would quickly spend a large sum of money I gave her. But Lucy and Mary showed me that there are values much more important than money." He paused, taking a deep breath before continuing. "The work we started in that small park grew, and today we have a community center that offers support to many families. I learned that true wealth lies in human connections and the ability to help others." Applause echoed through the room, and Michael felt a wave of emotion. He knew he was on the right path, and that his story could inspire others to make a difference. Despite the success and recognition, new challenges arose. The demand for resources at the community center grew, and Michael and the sisters faced difficulties in meeting everyone's needs. "We need more support," said Lucy, worried, during a meeting with volunteers. "Donations aren't enough." Michael frowned, trying to think of a solution. "Maybe we can organize a charity event, something that attracts more attention and resources." Mary agreed. "An event could be a good idea. We can involve more people and show the impact of our work." The team began planning the charity event, working hard to ensure everything was perfect. Michael used his connections to attract sponsors and donors, while Lucy and Mary coordinated activities and volunteers. Finally, the day of the event arrived. The hall was full, and the atmosphere was one of hope and solidarity. Emotional speeches, artistic performances, and testimonials from people helped by the community center touched the hearts of those present. At the end of the night, Michael took the stage to thank everyone for their support. "This event shows that together we can make a difference. I thank each of you for believing in our work and helping us continue transforming lives." The applause was deafening, and Michael felt profound gratitude for all the support received. He knew that despite the challenges, they were on the right path to creating a lasting impact in the community. With the success of the charity event, Michael felt encouraged to reconnect with his old friends from the golf club. He knew they still didn't fully understand his transformation, but he was willing to try. "Richard, Leonard, I'd like to invite you to visit the community center," Michael said during a golf game. "I think you could see with your own eyes what we're doing." The friends exchanged hesitant looks, but agreed to give it a chance. On the scheduled day, Michael took Richard and Leonard to the community center. They were impressed with the organization and the positive impact the project was having on people's lives. "I never imagined something like this was possible," said Richard, observing the activities. Leonard nodded, visibly moved. "You've really changed, Michael, and it seems for the better." Michael smiled, feeling renewed hope. "Yes, I've changed, and I believe we can all make a difference if we want to." The visit to the community center opened Richard and Leonard's eyes to a new perspective. They began to get involved, supporting the initiatives and contributing their own skills and resources. The friendship between Michael and his friends took on a new meaning, now based on deeper and shared values. They were united not only by childhood bonds, but also by a common desire to do good. With the growing support of volunteers and donors, the community center began to expand its activities. New projects were launched, including professional training programs and psychological support for families. "We need to ensure that each person has the opportunity to improve their life," said Lucy during a meeting with the team. "Let's focus on offering courses and workshops that truly make a difference." Michael, now a natural leader, was at the forefront of the new projects. He used his network of contacts to attract qualified professionals and ensure the programs were of high quality. Mary, always a source of inspiration, coordinated the activities with tireless passion. "We're building something that can transform generations. It's hard work, but it's worth it." The new projects had a significant impact on the community. People who previously had no future prospects were now finding new opportunities and rebuilding their lives. Michael felt deep satisfaction seeing the results of the collective work. He knew there was still much to do, but each step forward was a victory. Michael's transformation also began to reflect in his relationship with his family. His parents, initially skeptical about his life change, began to understand and support his efforts. "We're proud of you, son," said his father during a family dinner. "I never imagined I would see you so dedicated to such a noble cause." Michael smiled, feeling finally understood. "I also never imagined my life would take this turn, but now I see this is the right path." His mother, with tears in her eyes, held his hand. "We're here to support you. What you're doing is amazing, and we want to help in any way we can." With his family's support, Michael felt even stronger. He knew that together they could achieve even more and continue transforming lives. Despite all the success and recognition, Michael faced his own internal challenges. He felt the constant pressure to keep the project running and sometimes doubted his ability to lead. "I feel like I'm carrying an enormous weight," he confessed to Lucy on a quiet night. "What if I fail?" Lucy held his hand, offering comfort. "We all feel that way, Michael, but remember, you're not alone. We're here to support you, and together we can overcome any challenge." Mary, always optimistic, smiled at him. You're stronger than you think, and your dedication is what inspires us to keep going." Michael took a deep breath, feeling the strength of their words. He knew that with the support of Lucy, Mary, and everyone around him, he could face any obstacle. Everything seemed to be going well until an unexpected crisis threatened the community center. A large company decided to build a development in the area, which could displace many families and destroy the work done so far. "We can't let this happen," said Michael during an emergency meeting. "We need to fight for these people's rights." Lucy and Mary agreed, ready for the battle. Together, they started a campaign to save the community, mobilizing residents, volunteers, and the media. "We're not going to give up," said Mary, determined. "This place means a lot to all of us." The campaign gained momentum, with support coming from all sides. People were united, fighting for a better and fairer future. After weeks of intense struggle, an unexpected victory emerged. The company, faced with public pressure and massive support for the cause, decided to back down. They committed to finding a solution that would not harm the community. "We did it!" exclaimed Lucy, hugging Michael and Mary. "Our work and determination paid off." Michael felt immense joy. They had proven that, united, they were capable of facing any challenge and winning. The victory reinforced their commitment even more. With the crisis overcome, Michael, Lucy, and Mary began to think of new ways to expand the community center's impact. They planned to open new units in other areas of the city, bringing hope and opportunities to more people. "Our work is just beginning," said Michael during a planning meeting. "We have the chance to transform even more lives." Lucy, always pragmatic, emphasized the importance of efficient management. "We need to ensure that each new unit has the necessary resources to function well." Mary, full of ideas, suggested partnerships with other organizations. "Together we can achieve much more." The vision of expanding the project brought new enthusiasm to everyone. They knew the journey would be long and challenging, but they were ready to continue. Amid all the transformation and challenges, Michael began to feel a new sensation growing inside him. His affection for Lucy was transforming into something deeper, something he hadn't felt in a long time. "Lucy, you mean a lot to me," he said one day as they walked through the park. She smiled, gently touching his hand. "You too, Michael. Your dedication and heart inspire me every day." Mary, always perceptive, noticed the connection between them. "You make a great team, and I think you deserve to be happy together." Michael and Lucy began to explore this new chapter in their lives, knowing that no matter what happened, they had each other. The new community centers began to take shape, each reflecting the spirit and dedication of the original project. Michael, Lucy, and Mary were constantly busy, but always found time to celebrate the small and big victories. "Seeing these people thriving is the greatest reward," said Michael during the inauguration of a new center. Lucy agreed, emotionally. "We're building a legacy of love and hope." However, new challenges arose as always. Managing multiple centers required careful coordination and a continuous effort to maintain resources and support. "We need to keep innovating and adapting," said Mary during a strategy meeting. "The world is changing and we need to change with it." Michael felt the responsibility grow, but also the satisfaction of seeing the positive impact spread. Over the years, the work of Michael, Lucy, and Mary became an example to follow. They were recognized for their dedication and impact, receiving awards and honors. "This is more than I could have imagined," said Michael, receiving a community recognition award. "But the real reward is seeing the lives we've helped transform." Lucy and Mary stood by his side, proud of all they had achieved together. "This is just the beginning," said Lucy with a smile. "We have much more to do." Michael knew that the legacy they were building was something that would last, inspiring future generations to continue the work. Over time, new leaders emerged within the project. Young people inspired by Michael, Lucy, and Mary began to take on leadership roles, bringing new ideas and energy. "We're passing the torch to you," said Michael at a meeting with the new leaders. "I trust that you'll continue our work with the same passion and dedication." Lucy and Mary also encouraged the young leaders to innovate and grow. "This is the future," said Mary, "and you are the key to carrying our vision forward." The project continued to grow, adapting to the needs and challenges of each era, but always maintaining the fundamental values of empathy, solidarity, and social justice. Years later, Michael looked back and saw the incredible journey he had traveled. He, Lucy, and Mary had built something extraordinary, something that transcended their most optimistic expectations. "I never imagined that a simple bet would change my life so profoundly," reflected Michael, sitting in the park where it all began. Lucy, beside him, held his hand. "Sometimes the best things in life come from the most unexpected situations." Mary, with a serene smile, added, "And what we've built together is proof that true wealth lies in the heart." Michael knew that no matter where life took them, they would always have each other and the legacy they created together. The journey that began with a bet had transformed into a story of love, friendship, and transformation that would last forever. And so the story of Michael and his friends, heirs to great fortunes, became a lesson that the true value lies not in money, but in human relationships and the ability to make a difference in the lives of others.